It's countdown time for the highly anticipated AEW Fight Forever that will soon release, and most of us can't wait. We have seen so much more about the game since the official release date was announced, and even got confirmation of more stars in the game, including the late and great Owen Hart. I will also talk about features of the game that I think will be very good for players, and of course, the Elite Edition and what comes with it. So as I already stated, as expected, Owen Hart has been confirmed to be in the game, and I know all the wrestling fans cannot wait to use him in the ring. Now, the last featured appearance in an in-house WWF game was 1999 with WWF Attitude, so it's near 20 years since Owen Hart has been a playable character. The time is now drawing close, and this month AEW Fight Forever is scheduled for release, and fans can now pre-order different editions of the game. There will be an Elite Edition and a Basic Edition of the game. The Elite Edition will cost you, of course, $79.99, while the Basic is your standard price. Now, you're going to have the Elite Edition, and you're going to have just your regular Basic Edition, of course. And the Elite Edition starts out by getting the Matt Hardy pack, which features 2 of many Matt Hardys. You get Matt Hardy and the Broken Matt Hardy. You also get Matt Hardy if you just pre-order the game. So it'll come with the Basic Edition if you just pre-order the game. Now, a lot of people are saying maybe they could have done a little better with this. And I think because with the confusion at first with FTR, I think they should have hyped everybody up a little bit more. Not taking anything away from Matt Hardy, but just stating, what if you would have said pre-order the game and you get FTR? That would have been a blast, and I'm sure would have even skyrocketed even more to all the many of copies that have already been pre-ordered. But that's just my take on it. Now, you also have FTR in this Elite Edition if you pre-order it, if you order that particular game. And it's the Revival Pack, which means you get AEW wrestlers Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, plus minigame Join Us and the Deth Race-X. Next, you'll get the Limitless Bunny Bundle, which features AEW wrestler The Bunny and Keith Lee, plus of course minigame, the MJF Car Trash, and the Sloth Sling. Now, this is a little odd to me, putting Keith Lee and the Bunny in this one. I don't know who came up with that one, but that's what it is. I'm not gonna just go on with that. The Hookhausen Very Handsome, Very Evil pack, of course, features the wrestler Hook and Danhausen, which is those two there. Of course, the Danhausen guy is just strange to me, but that's what you get. And I think later on down the line, you're going to see even more wrestlers pushed out. So if you get the Elite Edition, you automatically, just like WWE, 2K23 or anything else, you get all of these things. I think they'll be pushed out different times, but of course you've already paid, so it's there. Now, I do understand that you can also purchase these different items separately. Now, if you purchase these separately, of course you're going to pay, probably end up paying more than what you would have paid if you just would have went on ahead and got the Elite Edition, of course, you know, because there's different transactions for each one. Now, I have no official release schedule for these DLCs, and the only thing I've found to go against is probably the UK, which they have as if, of course, the FTR pack would be day 1 for them on June the 29th. You have Hookhausen, who is August the 22nd, and you have Limitless Bunny for July 7th. And of course, Matt Hardy, if you go ahead and pre-order the game, you will get Matt Hardy day 1. Now for the season mode. Now the season mode is called Road to the Elite, and I'm real excited about this one because it's going to be different than what we are originally used to in other games. Now, in other titles like WWE, you create your own wrestler, and then you try to win your way to the top and become champion and all of that. But in Road to the Elite, you start by selecting one of the current AEW roster members, and you get into that game and you work with them to make them the top wrestler. Now this is where it gets good, because the catch is, in the storyline of the Road to the Elite, it's based on changing whether you win or lose. So if you lose, you could be downgraded and you have to go through something else. You win, of course, you go up. It's going to be very interesting looking at this game, and this is one of the things I like that's different than other wrestling games, and this is why I can appreciate what AEW is doing with this game, because they're trying to make it a different feel than what we're used to. And if you can't respect that, then don't even buy the title. Now, another thing I like about the story mode is that between matches you can do various things to try and boost your character up. For example, you can do workouts, and that will improve your stats. You can do press conferences and try to gain momentum with that, or mini games to try to get enough to buy extra stuff. And I think them doing it this way is just making this whole game refreshing, like very new, brand new, where for a long time we've had these original wrestling games that come out every year, and it's sort of like been the same thing. I think it's going to be so good to have something different to play versus what we've already been experienced for so long. Now, before we go any further, there are some more wrestlers that have been confirmed, such as the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, as you can see in this screenshot. And some people have sent me messages saying that they knew Cody Rhodes wouldn't be in the game. Well, I guess you're wrong. Now, a couple of other stars that we see screenshots of that were confirmed, we're talking about Tay Conti. And this guy, I was hoping that Big Hobbs would be in it. Powerhouse Hobbs is a playable character in AEW Fight Forever. We also received gameplay footage with Brody Lee, as you can see right here, which is probably going to be a blast to use him in the game. Now we finally have received gameplay footage with the icon Sting, which is bittersweet. To see Sting in an updated wrestling game is awesome. And man, I tell you, the moves that this guy does in person is unbelievable at his age, and I can't wait to use him in AEW Fight Forever. Now, as far as arenas, we're going to get 7 arenas. AEW Dynamite, AEW Dark, All Out, Full Gear, Revolution, Double or Nothing, and of course AEW Rampage. Now, in my opinion, this is enough, because if you didn't know, AEW does not have as many pay-per-views as WWE, and that's fine. They don't need to. I don't think you have to have a pay-per-view every month in order to be relevant. So I think this is a good thing. And of course, later on with the new Collision coming, they may just add that in. So I think this is enough, because most people are probably just going to be sticking to playing with the AEW Dynamite Arena most of the time anyway. Now, the next great thing that I love about AEW Fight Forever is that your wrestler's record, your stat page, and this will keep track of your earned career ranks, which they'll have it based from A to D. You get to watch your total skill points, total career money, all that money you're going to be making, which I really love. I love the fact that you're going to be earning this money while you're wrestling. That makes it kind of interesting as well, which once again we haven't seen in a long time, if ever. I can't even remember, it's been so long. Best match score, your average match score, the championships that you have won. That's great to let yourself know how many times you've been champion. And of course, one of the most important, the win-loss record with win, losses, and draws, and it even gives you a win rate percentage. I think this is awesome, and this is proven that they're trying to make this game the forever game. And doing that, you're gonna down the line have people that have tons and tons of wins and losses and all that stuff that you can just look back on. You also will get to see that it'll keep score of your total matches played, how many times you've even won on Dynamite versus Rampage or Dark, the pay-per-views, how many workouts you've done, successful light workouts, standard routines, and the total times you've been dining out. And if you didn't know, when you do dining, that helps you build your strength back up faster so you can get back in the ring. I think this is great. These are great points. I think this is going to make it very, very interesting. Now, I think AEW Fight Forever is going to be an exhilarating wrestling game that brings high-flying action from the world of All Elite Wrestling right to your fingertips. I'm really looking forward to something new and refreshing with this game. It will also be interesting to see how we will get new stars over time and updating the game instead of always having to buy a yearly title that only has minimum changes. Drop your comments. Until the next one, boss out.